I'm Paul Elliott with Hashrocket TV, and I'm sitting here with Anthony Eden from LivingSocial and also DNS Simple. Those are both pretty big products. How do you manage working on both at the same time?
So I work on LivingSocial during the day. Usually what I do is I get up in the morning, I have some time where I'm on my own time zone, so I work on projects that I can work independently on within LivingSocial, dealing with any issues that came up the night before, things that I can help out on. I'm new to the project, so for me a lot of it's still learning the ins and outs of the code base and how everything works. And then in the afternoon the other team comes on board from the East Coast, so I work with them. And then usually in the evening I'll spend a little bit of time on DNS Simple, and on the weekends I'll spend time on DNS Simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you work out of the south of France. You're part of this distributed team. How is it working with all these guys on the East Coast when you're kind of isolated like that?
I mean, it's definitely challenging. You know, working with a distributed team requires effort from everybody. And so we'd use a couple different tools to make it a little bit easier. We use Campfire all the time, which is nice because as soon as everybody's online, you know, it's a good place for us to have conversations that are sort of group-based conversations that are stored for history as well, so we can look back at them. We also use instant messaging tools. You know, everybody's on Gtalk, so if you need to have a talk that goes on further, you can do it on Gtalk. We use Skype for video. And then obviously we use email and things like that, and other internal tools that we can use to keep track of who's working on what, and you know, what tasks are queued up for the day. It's always going to be a challenge. I mean, we have to work as a team to say, how do we take hallway conversations, for example, and make sure that those become part of the conversation that goes online. The nice thing is that they see the value in having a distributed team, and so everybody on the team is working really hard to make it work, and we continue to bring on more people that are living in distributed locations, and so it's a really important part of our development process now.
Cool. So you were working with InfoEther prior to the LivingSocial acquisition, and now you're working with LivingSocial directly. How did that come about?
Yeah, so I had been a contractor for the last year, an independent freelancer, and I found it really useful to subcontract with larger contracting companies, and one of those was InfoEther. So I started working with them as a subcontractor shortly before they got acquired. I did not go over with the acquisition, but after they were acquired and things had settled down just a little bit, I talked to Chad and expressed my interest, and it seemed like a great fit for both of us. I like working with their team, with various people on the team. I like them, and I knew that if they were hooking up with LivingSocial and they were getting acquired, that it's because they believed in what LivingSocial was doing and the people at LivingSocial, and so I knew right away that I'd be a good fit on that team.
So have you seen much of a change in the culture of the company after bringing them together like that?
No, they have always had a very strong culture of seizing what, you know, basically doing. They're very much doers. And so I think that culture is still around. You know, obviously that there's going to be, as they grow the team, the distributed nature is going to break up some of the really tight part of working in office together. But they've been really good about continuing to make everybody feel like they're part of this team. And I travel here to the U.S. on a regular basis as well, to ensure that I can stay up to date, meet new people, and meet other people on the team, and make sure they know what I'm doing and I know what they're doing. So
cool. Now, given the talent shortage in the Rails community, it's obvious why LivingSocial would want to purchase consultancy like that. And of course, InfoEther has a great reputation, great consultancy. From their side, what do you think was a motivating factor to accept that kind of offer?
Yeah, well, I think for them, you know, when you're in a consulting company, you work on other people's projects almost all the time, right? So, and that's a really, really valuable experience. As a developer, you get to have access to all these different tools, you get to try different things, you get to use techniques that are different depending on the customer, and so that's really beneficial. But after doing that for a while, sometimes you get the urge to focus on one particular product and really have an impact over a longer period of time. You know, most contracts are usually a few months to a year, maybe at most 2 years. Well, if you really want to make a difference in a product and you really want to make your stamp on it, you know, sometimes you have to just pick one. And I think that they saw this as an opportunity to do that. It just happened that the timing worked out right, that at least a few of the developers, if not all of them, thought, you know what, this is a really good time for us to focus on a product, and LivingSocial is a really good company to do that, because they have such a great product that, and it's not just the product that you see, like Aaron was talking about this morning in his presentation. What most people see is only 10% of what actually goes on. There's all these other products underneath to support everything, and so I mean, you can really make your mark both in the company as a whole and also on individual products within the company. So I think that that's why they saw it as a good time to do it. It just fit with where they were going as a team.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for talking with us, and good luck with all of these ventures. It's
Thank you.
exciting.
Thank you. I appreciate it.